Hi everyone, I'm Umar Khan. Welcome back to Alienware.tv. If you're watching on Twitch, it's also twitch.tv/Alienware. And today we're having an early tech talk. It's not actually early because I used to do it on Tuesday, but now we swapped back just for this specific, very special segment. And if you noticed, right in front of me, well, you guys don't have placement ideas, but, you know, Frank's in front of me and Chris Sutphen's in front of me. I don't say your last name because everyone just calls you Frank online. You are Internet Frank. And this is the shit. This is the face I get all the time.
One mode.
One mode. So if you guys saw the video earlier, that is my quick product walkthrough going over the new Alienware 15 and 17 that we announced today. It actually launched first in China today, right, guys? And Frank's out of frame after I worked so hard to get this in frame. He's so tall. So I do have Frank here. I have Chris here, and I can't even see.
Yeah, I
Chris.
can't see
He's
it.
like looking over me.
I need a gigantic poster with a life size with an overgrown picture of the marshmallows.
I have a blanket kind of thing somewhere.
A blanket?
Yeah, I sleep with it at
I
night.
can surround myself with
Yeah,
one.
it says a quote I've never said before, and it says "We're game" at the bottom.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Also, he's got the cheap camera facing us, but he's got the nice, fancy one that we paid for
Imagine that.
facing him.
Well, you didn't pay for that one. I found it. I found that one, and I found this camera. I have never. You'll check all your emails. I never put in and asked for these cameras. I found them.
So he stole them.
Yeah,
Found is the word that he keeps going
yeah.
with.
I send out an email. I say, guys, I found a
Sounds
camera.
opportunistic.
I send an email. I say, guys, I found this camera. Is this anybody's? And I give them 2 weeks. And if nobody says anything, it's not mine.
You emailed the entire company?
I email people who I think would not respond.
Hey, China team, did anyone leave a camera?
Did anybody leave a
in
camera?
Austin, Texas?
Because it's.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I
It's
guess
now
they're
mine. Yeah, that's why I couldn't understand any of the
Hey,
instructions
how do
on
you
it.
find-
This is Texas, so possession is 9/10 of the law anyway. So
Yeah.
There are hours, the door's locked.
Because I'm always doing the asset recovery stuff, and I open up a box. I'm like, why was this never opened? And then I send out an email. Hey, whose is this? And then, as usual, it's people that are out of office for 2 weeks. No response, and I take it. I'm like, it's mine now. That's how it works.
I know where to go to every time something's missing now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yep, I'm the.
This is apparently the
I'm
lost
like
and
the.
found section.
I'm like the sock troll for Alienware. All your missing socks end up with me. So we announced the new Alienware 15 and 17 for 2018 last night in China and earlier today here in North America. These are the notebooks that everybody's been asking us, and I've been telling people nonstop. Soon, trademark over and over again
Soon is
online.
sooner.
Soon, and then yesterday was soon is sooner, and then today was soon is now. Soon is now. So the day everyone's been
Are you
waiting for the
quoting me?
coffee late.
Because I kept saying soon.
No, I kept
No?
saying soon too, and I kept doing the alt code for TM and everything like that. So I was like, it's now, soon is now. So
That's true.
yeah, so we launched them today. There's 2 configs that are available right now. One Alienware 15 that's black with the 8750H processor and the 1070 NVIDIA graphics card. By the way, that's not the 1070 MQ. You may see that out there from other configurations that may be from other people. Pay attention to the Max-Q design. We use a full-fledged 1070. As well as on the 17, we have the Silver Alienware 17 that launched also with the 8950HK processor. That's the 6-core Intel processor, Coffee Lake processor. With the full-fledged, again, make sure you read your descriptions, the full-fledged Alienware 1080, full-fledged NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 graphics card with a TGP of 180 watts because they normally come with 150 watts. That's an increase of about 5% performance from your graphics card.
Look at you, Matt.
So now that
Actually, I saw higher benchmarks. Gabriel just shared.
I gave
11%.
I gave the average. I gave the average because it also depends on the game and the benchmark
True,
going
true,
through. So
true.
I went through multiple different
But
benchmarks.
you'll probably see some benchmarks go up on the details page.
Yep.
That'll be up to 11%. Is what I saw an email just a little while ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it'll be specific game or benchmark.
We're running it through the battery of tests, whether it's game testing, future mark, 3D mark, time spy, all that stuff. We see 10 to 11% about average. We're seeing some better games and gains in different places. I know Intel is boasting like 29%. So there are some games that are highly multi-core sensitive.
Yep.
And those are seeing, I think they tested like Warhammer, and they saw some really amazing gains with that.
Yeah, that's a good game to test your CPU because
Right.
that's a really CPU intense game. The Total War Warhammer franchise. There's a second one that came out a couple months ago. There's a lot of Warhammer games out there, but make sure it's the Total War Warhammer 2.
Oh,
you
that
want
was
to
the
be
asterisk.
looking.
You didn't see
The
the
asterisk
that
was
I
like
didn't know.
quickly mention which one it is because Vermintide came out. There's a Imperial Inquisitor one, and yeah, they license out all over the place. So. What were you about to say, Frank? Before I rudely interrupted you, my VP?
No,
nothing.
You're the boss. It's your
All
stream.
right, it's my
You do what you
stream.
say.
I'm the boss. So we're going to be answering some questions. If you guys have any questions about the new Alienware notebooks that recently came out, as well as basically anything. And AMA has asked me anything. You can ask us about Red Tenants of Alienware. You can ask us about, why I'm so handsome and I'm sitting around these commoners. You can ask these things.
Why we have a half-built system here that I
Yeah.
so amazingly broke down that I will probably never be able to rebuild.
So Chris quickly mutilated.
Yeah.
And Alienware, which one was that? The 15, right? Yeah, you had two 15s.
This is a 15.
You quickly mutilated a 15 to quickly get in to show you guys the heatsink that's currently on it. A couple of you guys are asking me for questions and pictures on the heatsink, and I couldn't take apart the one that I had, but we have this one, so I can take pictures actually before we give it back.
Yeah,
I can post it on
we
Twitter.
can do all that.
Yeah.
I made promises to people that you'll have to keep. But
All right, just
that's,
tell me
that's
after
so
I
vague, and
guess.
in particular, no one will understand what it means, just you and I. But what I wanted to do, so I spent some time ripping this apart because part of what we did with the Alienware 15 and 17 is take a deep, long look at the thermals. And we spent a lot of time investing in how can we continuously improve that. Not only while under load, right, when you're in the middle of a game and your system's running full throttle, but also just when you're using it for everyday work. So we'll take some pictures, we'll post them. A couple of the cool things that we did, we actually took the fan blades and reduced them by 50%.
Yep.
So I'll be first to admit I am not a thermal engineer, but the explanations that are given to me is
Wait
that
a minute. Weren't you an engineer? Weren't you first an engineer when you started here?
I was a computer engineer, which means that
what is this exactly?
Computer.
It's not
It's a computer.
It's not a train.
You used to engineer computers.
No, I used to engineer the computer that goes in trains. No, not at all. I did computer engineering, meaning that I didn't know the difference between hardware and software engineering, so I went right up the middle, learned just enough to be dangerous, got into a job, and moved into marketing as fast as I could.
So you were a pretty shitty engineer.
Because I had to wear a shirt. I had to wear a shirt that said, "No, I will not fix your computer." To all of my relatives who knew I was an engineer at
So
Dell.
now you can say, I don't know anything about
I have
computers.
no idea
I'm
what
just
you're
a
talking
marketing
about. Just the BS marketing guy. That can
You're in the nerd platoon or something at Best
Look,
Buy,
I'm
right?
the guy that
just
wears
help me
button-up
out.
shirts to work.
guy. So I'm calling you out on your bullshit. You are an engineer. You may not be a thermal engineer, but
Right.
you're pretending not to know.
He's a
anything about
social
fan.
engineer.
But please do share with everybody all the details about why the thinner fan.
Well, it's important to gamers because it means better gaming. I mean,
It has
that's
a-
the bottom line. Can't tell you why we get
The
there. Now,
fans are made from a liquid crystal polymer, and we reduce the size by 50% because it causes less friction, which allows for better airflow within the system.
We also added a vapor chamber over the CPU.
Yep.
So this provides a bubble of cold air that can sit on top of the processor while maintaining the overall thermal characteristics of the system.
Yep. And we definitely needed that because of
See, those sound like big, smart words that an engineer.
They were.
Only an engineer would.
I
be
was
able to say.
impressed. I was impressed. I was like, geez,
Wow.
my opinion of you.
It's already a
I was
little-
like, right here. I'm like, wow, that's
starting
engineering.
at
I did
Yeah.
set the expectations pretty low, but it's pretty cool. What we're also going to be doing, you guys will see it coming out across our community channels over the next couple weeks. We're going to do a lot of robust testing from this, not just performance benchmarking, which you're going to see Umar put to the paces. We're going to do some cool things around like thermal cameras. We're going to show you guys really how our systems perform, how they've improved year over year, and really where we're putting our dollars and our engineering resources where our mouths are, and bringing out the highest quality products that we can. If you're going to be at PAX East, that kicks off in a few days. Again, that's going to be a place where you can see some of these demonstrations live.
Yep.
And from there, if you don't get to see them live, we'll obviously have some footage and some documentation of what we're doing and the paces we're putting these systems through, and then we'll share them with the community and get your feedback on them. We'd love to hear what you guys do to your systems to put them under the paces and how you use them and what you guys are finding out about them.
Actually, on Reddit, they're actually doing a little activity of showing how they're running the paces on their current notebooks and the people
Yeah.
that are going to be ordering now. A lot of people are really excited to order now. They're like, I don't want to wait for April 10th. So we have 2 config specific that have launched today, April 3rd. There's going to be more configs available on April 10th. But there's a lot of people that are like, I don't want to wait for April 10th. So they're jumping on this April 3rd train, and when they get their unit.
We took
Or if you order today or between now and April 10th, how much sooner do you get your machine versus the folks that order on April 10th?
So the actual ship day, I believe,
It's the
don't
12th.
quote me on this, but you will because we're all live and this will be recorded. So I will be quoted. I believe it's the April 16th. So the people that are ordering today, the queue starts. The first systems will actually start leaving our factories on the 16th, and customers will receive.
Let's cause some contradictory information. I think it's April 12th, and that we're going live in Europe on the 16th.
Well, you might be able to
Let's
find.
just cause some problems.
You might be able to
saying that
find.
your boss is wrong?
You might be able to find some systems in retail. So I do know we pulled some special things. We're collaborating and partnering with Best Buy. And these 2 configurations, which we came out of the gate with today, are also going to be available in Best Buy. So we prioritized some stuff coming out of the factory to hit their shelves first. So I believe they'll ship on the 12th. They'll go directly to Best Buy. And then the users who buy online today, those will start shipping to customers on the 16th.
It takes Best Buy a few more days to put the product up in their stores and their shelves and through the distribution system and stuff. So they'll get the first batch, but folks that pre-order and stuff, they'll start receiving their machines around the same time that Best Buy starts receiving their machines in each of the individual stores. So you'll start to get them probably like 7 days or so after the 16th.
Yeah.
Count for some
So
shipping.
you're both
time.
right.
We're both right. Thank you, Frank.
Everyone's a winner.
He always has secret information to make everybody look good suddenly.
First he pits us.
My guys are looking real stupid. Let me fix this real quick.
Well, first I have to pitch you against each other and say you want to kill each other, and then I come in to save the day.
And be like,
Yeah.
everyone was right. Hug it out. I would. It's too long of a take.
It's too.
That's my
I
management.
purposely did
That's my
this.
management
When Ann and I were testing this setup, we were like, how far?
Can
we
we
don't want
touch each
people
other?
hugging. So
Excellent.
there we go. Perfect.
Hug-free zone.
Yeah.
I got it. So anyway, again, I am an engineer by trade. So these things like thermals, while I don't always understand the properties, they geek me out. And understanding how these things, the heat pipes, working with a fan, working with a cooling chamber, that I nerd out about that.
Have you brought Travis on board? Has he done any streams?
I haven't been with Travis over here. I've been with Chris Helbert.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the desktop stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Has he
Yeah.
done notebooks or no?
No, we haven't done notebooks.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe we can bring Travis on to talk. I mean, you need to get a whiteboard though, and he'll pull up all the formulas and all the math. And
I've been trying to approach him about
I
it.
understand all this stuff, dude.
I've been trying to approach
he's kind
him.
of a thermal
He's intimidating.
savant. It's
Yeah.
pretty remarkable.
Oh my God, he's intimidating. I go to the gym and he's always there, and I always want to ask, hey, Travis, maybe we should.
Can we
He's
talk
got
about fan
he's got
curves?
this face like he's gonna throw a plate at me, so I'm just like, I'll wait till later.
He's going to throw a thermal plate at you.
Yeah. So
It would be good to probably bring him on, and he can get into a lot of detail
Yeah.
around the fan blades and why go thinner,
Yeah.
what the impact airflow is, why the vapor chamber, what the benefit's going to be. He can go into an incredible amount of depth. I mean, for those folks that want to get into a real deep level of detail, he's pretty awesome.
yeah, I can bring him on board for that, as well as some of my other projects with some of our community advocates.
But don't be afraid of him. Trust me, he's more afraid of you than you are of him.
Oh no, I know people are
Everybody
afraid of
here
me.
is.
I know it's because I'm so hairy. They're like, Bigfoot's here.
No, it's other things.
No,
They've
that's
heard
other
stories.
things. Yeah, they've heard the stories. That's why I've been trying to be so calm and different here. I want people to know old Umar.
This is the new Austin. This is why you moved out of
This is
Miami.
new Austin taco-filled Umar.
Taco makes everyone happier.
Yeah, it does.
Taco
It
Bell,
really does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's real good stuff. Every place is pretty good. Even the gas station has good tacos. I just miss like the cortaditos and stuff.
When you say the gas
Did you
stations,
get
are
those?
you referring to Rudy's, which is a taco place first and a gas station second?
Rudy's is a barbecue
No,
place.
I agree with.
first.
But it has a
I've
gas station.
I've been to a couple gas stations in a hurry in the mornings, and they have some remarkable tacos.
There's
Some
one near your
random
house.
Gas stations.
Near that Chick-fil-A near your house, there's a gas station that has tacos.
Okay,
Breakfast
but it's
tacos
not
are-
Rudy's. I was just making sure.
It's not
you're
Rudy's, no. And we're talking about tacos, but there's people asking
Are
questions.
you implying that he can't tell the difference between Mexican food and barbecue?
Yeah. I just grabbed brisket. Burrito. Just put it in my-
He eats the paper. Oh, it's a taco.
Well,
This
now
is
we're
clearly
in totally
carnitas.
I mean, you guys are talking about brisket tacos, right?
So there's some questions, and
Wow.
some of them are just silly, but we'll answer them anyway. So first question, why is Umar the only one not wearing a button shirt? Because I tried to stay on brand. I only have Alienware t-shirts. As you guys know on stream, all my clothes got stolen when I moved here.
And your car.
And my car. So when I moved here, I went up to like the Dell Blue Studios, and they were like, they had these shirts. They gave me like one shirt. I'm like, man, I really needed shirts. And they're like, why? So I told them the story. They just gave me a bunch of shirts. So now even if you see me off hours, I'm wearing Alienware shirts because it's like all I got.
They are incredibly comfortable, though.
They are really comfortable.
I will say that they are literally the most comfortable t-shirts.
They are. They're really comfortable, and they don't get those little fuzzies on them or anything like that.
I mean, mine are older now. If you wash them enough, though, and you put them in the dryer, they do start to pill up a little bit.
You
So
do
I
it like
recommend
inside
you don't
out?
put them in the dryer. I haven't done that. I'm too lazy to do that.
Oh, I inside out everything. Mostly because my wife yells.
Plus, it's when you have an endless supply of free shirts, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Oh, I went bad. Let me go get another one.
The real answer to that question is I didn't know I'd be on the stream today. Otherwise, I would have worn a t-shirt and not a.
Yeah, I found out I was going to be on the stream 2 hours ago. I offered to take Chris to lunch, and his reward to me was telling me, "Hey, you're going to be on stream in an
Come
hour."
and hang out with our community.
How would you like to not get this passed by PR real quick? Just
And you had a lot of reasons why we shouldn't do this today, and we just said,
yeah, I was like,
let's go anyway.
I was like,
let's
let's
do it.
Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we
Now,
shouldn't do that.
if you
We
Yeah.
shouldn't have drank all the tequila.
Now,
Yeah.
if you were like Chris, and you and Frank are wearing button-up shirts, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah,
live
maybe it
stream
was
today.
like right when you walked in, button-up shirts. No, and you
No.
got, you're right, and that would have
You're
been
ruining it, and we would
Yeah.
have canceled it.
But when is the last time you've seen me not wear an Alienware shirt?
You almost always wear an Alienware shirt. I just didn't see you wear one like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You were wearing like this, like I guess it was like a mouse or something like. There was like a retro-looking
It was a
thing.
Magic Leap shirt.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It
Magic
was a
Leap.
Magic Leap shirt, yeah. Yeah, that was on purpose to throw some folks off that were in the room.
Oh,
It worked.
Someone called you out for that, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, someone asked. I remember that.
so someone's asking, can I send with my warranty my current Alienware 2017 to be replaced with the new Alienware 17?
Yes, if you send it along with thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Also, there's also if you've ordered it recently and there's an issue with it, you can also have it reordered for likewise config in some cases. I don't know.
If you
Remember,
ordered
I handle
it-
all the special stuff that happens to people. Like, so that's normally
I
what
think
happens.
if you received it like within 20 days. or
Yeah, it has to
something
be
like that,
very recent. Yeah, it has to be very recent. And there has to be, actually has to be a problem. Not just like buyer's remorse kind of thing.
Yeah, which is why for a few weeks now on Twitter we've been kind of alluding to, hey, there's something new coming,
Yeah.
it's coming soon, because we wanted to try and prevent that situation so folks that were very sensitive to
Didn't
having
have
the
remorse,
latest and greatest, they would kind of see, hey, something's going on. So if you want to be in the know, follow us on Twitter. So, we'll give you hints. You got to pay attention, but we'll try and give you hints when new things are coming out. But a lot of times, these NDAs and embargoes, we can't just come out and say, hey, in 3 weeks, there's a brand new Intel processor launching, and hold your order until then.
I've always told people just wait for big events. Like big gaming events, that's almost where everything is always announced.
But now,
we tend to-
now
we tend
what
to
you're going to do
gravitate.
is before every event, our sales are going to plummet. We're going to see that we didn't launch anything, then they're going to go up.
It's not hard detective work. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
that's pretty obvious. Now, I will say,
Give me 1 second.
I understand what they're getting at.
He's going to go smash my
I
cameras.
know, right?
No, I got to get my notebook fixed.
Oh.
I will say, and this is in all true honesty, we are looking at maybe later this year, early next year, and we could use the community's help to hear from you guys, would be a leasing or a buyback program.
Yeah.
So if that's something that interests people, because we hear this a lot, not the first person to ask, I just bought a lot of, I just spent money on my Alienware, I love it, technology now shifted without me knowing it, there's something new out there, what can I do? Or I've had mine for a couple years, I'd love to reap the reap the rewards of a solid product, but upgrade to the next one. How could I do that? We're going to start running the traps on like some, the financial models of, like an AT&T Next type program.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from the community on people's thoughts on that because it's really interesting, but it will take some hard work and buy off. And the more voice that we get from the community saying they want it, the easier it is for us to go sell the rest of the team on the finance team, the accounting teams, and all the people that have to weigh in on these products. So.
Yeah, what I will tell you is you can get some pretty decent coin for an Alienware system on the secondary market, like eBay, if you try and sell it through there. So if you really want to get into the latest, I'd encourage you to put a reserve price up on an auction site and see what you can get. And, you know, if you get a good price on it, then sell it in the secondary market.
Parlay that into your that's what I do with my cars.
That's what I've been telling people since like back in 2006 when I actually handled the Alienware eBay account for like 2 months or something. Sure. I don't know. I did a bunch of random shit back then. But
this is before you were the janitor or after?
This was after. Janitor was the stepping stone. It was to get my way in.
That's
but
why there's no garbage can in the whole.
That's why there's no garbage can. I'm just like, no, I'm
beyond
beyond that.
It was bad memories.
I don't remember my roots. I just moved on. I'm not Jenny from the Bronx. Is it Block?
It was Jenny from the Block.
Thank you, Anna.
It's not Bronx. Isn't she from the Bronx?
She is, but that's not the song.
She used to have a lid on. Now she has a lot. Are you sure?
Jenny from the Block.
Huh. No, because she says the Bronx in the song, remember? I still remember where I came from.
First of all, I'm not going to admit that I remember the song. And two, I'm right.
I'm listening to a lot of 2000s radio. So
Anna, fact check this.
Yeah, fact check it.
She's going to play it.
But why can't we just get lyrics?
Why can't we just move on? All right, next question.
All right, let's get some good questions.
For that, people can...
The block.
But she says the Bronx. She just shouts it. This has nothing to do with the AMA. Just see if she shouts the Bronx. Go to lyrics.com and just see if she...
The Bronx.
She goes, the Bronx.
She yells from the Bronx, but that's not part of the lyrics itself.
But she yells, so I know where she's from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're all right.
So you can resell your systems on like eBay and stuff like that. And that's something people have done for a long time. There's a lot of great value that you get back from the Alienware. There's people that they buy like a top-end system and they just keep reselling every time that they get a new system refresh comes out. And then they buy the next one. It's almost like they only paid like $600 for the next system. There's guys changing a light and they're yelling at each other outside. They're wondering if you can connect consoles to your system to stream. Yes, you can do that. I actually did a video playing Forza on the Xbox One around Black Friday, and I just connected it straight to the laptop not straight to the laptop, but through an Elgato capture card, and it worked fine. As you can see from the video, nothing weird happened. It's just normal stuff.
Outside of what normally happens, weird.
Yeah, outside of what normally happens. Whatever you constitute as weird. Will Alienware Mobile Connect ever work on pre-2018 laptops? No, but there is a workaround. If you look on Reddit, someone did figure out how to get it to work.
And if you guys are curious as to why, I got that question on Twitter last week, I think, or the week before, and I gave an answer as to why. It has to do with the licensing. We have to pay for every single copy of Mobile Connect, so we had to kind of start the clock somewhere. We couldn't just keep going back and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we started it in 2018. But if you figure out how to get it to work, and there are ways to do it, we're not going to shut it down, so go for it.
Yep. The next question, has the Alienware 17 been tested on soft surfaces such as the top of a blanket for a long period of time? Also, does the laptop get too warm to use on one's lap after 30 minutes of use? So from my personal experience, because I had to re-prep the system I use for my videos, I have more videos come out during the week. Not more, one. There's one more later this month.
Now I expect more than one.
Oh, no, there will be more later this month. But for this week, there's one more. But I was prepping that unit, so I was taking out all the benchmarks, and I was playing Far Cry 5 on it in bed yesterday. And I was thinking, man, this is going to get kind of hot. But it didn't get hot at all. Like, I felt the fans were revving up, and I was using performance mode and OC3.
Really?
Yeah. And it was getting hot, but, like, I wasn't noticing, like, thermal throttling or anything like that. Like, it was just...
Could you keep it on your lap, though?
I guess, like, I'm on my bed like this.
I really don't.
And I have it like this, and the blanket's here.
Where's the mouse?
I have it. Oh, I was using controller. So I had it on my tum-tum, rested, screen out.
Using controller.
And I was using it for Far Cry. I mean... There's some games that are just better with the controller. Far Cry isn't one of those games. But it is good if you do like melee runs. Like it's pretty good with melee run. If you don't need to shoot anybody, you just quickly run around and see how many chain kills you can get. But now that you have demasculated me, let's see.
So what I'll tell you guys is a lot of the air intake is coming in through the bottom of the notebook. Mm-hmm. If you obstruct that, it's just not designed to be obstructed. It's why we have feet on the bottom. If you can put it on a surface where it can still breathe comfortably without obstructing the airflow, you're not going to have any issues. and the skin temps, we have very specific and strict skin temperature specifications that we design the systems to. But if you cover up those openings, the system will heat up. It will surpass those skin temps. We have safeties in place so that we'll throttle down the machine, but you can't obstruct the airflow. It's just science.
I was gonna say, I have an Alienware 13. I use it on my lap all the time, but I don't use a blanket because that would obstruct the airflow pretty bad.
Oh, I use it
But
with
the
a
13
blanket.
doesn't get that hot.
The 13 doesn't get that hot anyway. No.
My lap's not big enough for 17.
Oh,
Star
mine
Laser
is.
chips.
Mine is because I got these thunder thighs. It's just enough space for a keyboard and a numpad. Just
I was wondering where the mouse pad is. You have plenty of space for a mouse pad and everything.
Sometimes when I use a mouse and I'm not like at a desk, I sometimes use my chest area. I'm like, geez, I really need to install this quick. I start using the mouse like that.
That's why you have a little bald spot right there.
Yeah, there's no hair right here.
The
The laser just etched it out. It never comes back. It's just very smooth.
New type of laser hair removal.
Yep. It's the cheap way to do it, but it takes a real long time for it to work. So if you guys have any more questions, keep popping them into chat. Do we have anything else to really...
Some cool, exciting stuff.
We hit 5 gigahertz.
We will. I was going to bring up the i9s. So these new 15s and 17s, while, again, we have limited configurations today, more coming in a week, those will go all the way from i5, i7, all the way to i9. So, and the exciting thing about the i9 is that we have reached, I won't say broken, because we were not at 5.1, we were at 5 gigahertz. We have reached the 5 gigahertz barrier for a CPU, which is pretty incredible in a notebook.
First time in our history. I remember we were the first 4 gigahertz desktop years ago.
It was a long time ago.
And 5 has been a challenge to get to, especially in a notebook. So this is a pretty big deal for us.
I have the 5 gigahertz attempted desktop.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that was the one. I remember you kept asking me, like, see if you can get this to happen, and I kept nuking my system over and over again. I was like, this thing's broken.
Try it again.
I keep breaking it. I was like, I guess this isn't going to happen. No, because now it's my editing computer, so now it's...
That I gave you a task that you failed to attain.
Things happen. If you don't make mistakes, how you ever learn? And now I learned.
That's
Let
why
someone else...
And that's why Lamar's had 20 jobs in 5 years.
So that's why I learned I can't get it to 5 gigahertz, but someone else can, and in a notebook.
Yeah.
It just took, what, like 8 years later?
No, man. This is the Area 51, the current ID.
That was 4 years
The
ago.
R1. Was that 4 years ago?
3 years ago, 4 years
3
ago.
years. It was like 2015. Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
It was last week,
It
actually.
was a long time ago. Yeah.
I wish I could say that was the last time that you disappointed me, but
No, I think I've done it
about
like
4
3
hours ago
times.
was the
Yeah.
last time you disappointed me. Okay.
Remember, set the bar low. Then
Yeah.
you do good.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
learned to have zero expectations, and now
Yeah.
everything is an accomplishment. Everything is a
Amazing.
celebration.
Man, his expectations are even worse because mine, whenever I tell people, like, oh, like, why are you always angry at people? I'm like, because I can't expect 100% from them. If I get 20%, I should be satisfied with that. But his is 0. So now I know no matter what I do, I'm going to mess up in
You
his
get
eyes.
100% for showing up.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Quick question out here about the Alienware 15 Black that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
We are
Is this
adding
it
the
right here?
nostalgic. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see
Hard to
because
see,
the
okay.
light makes it look like, because it shines that white on it. I'll quickly just,
What are you going to do there?
I'm going to zoom into it to kind of get like a better blackish TV show on ABC. I guess there's just too many lights. But yeah, it's we have the nostalgic black.
Nostalgic Black, that's the name.
No, but I like
That's
that
the
better
way.
than-
That's the way.
I like that better than what we gave it.
What do we call it?
What did we call it?
Like iconic black or something like that.
Iconic. I call it nostalgic because people are always
It's-
like,
it
"Oh, I
is.
like the old black that you
Yeah,
guys
it's
had."
a
So I
throwback.
say, "Yeah,
It's a throw black.
throw black." Yeah.
What was it? I think it's like iconic black and sleek silver.
It's a little purple in these lights, but it's definitely black.
Yeah.
That's because she has purple lights over there.
No, you don't have to. Don't worry. Just,
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It adds flair.
Yeah.
Leave it on. Leave it on. No, now you ruin the whole thing.
just unplugs it from the wall.
the whole stream goes
Oh,
down.
oh no, wrong plug. But yeah, we have this currently available right now on the Alienware 15. The 17 has a silver chassis, and we will have more black options on April 10th.
That's right. Yep, we're coming.
Yep, on the 17 as well, just so people don't just think it's a 15 thing.
Yep.
So what other changes and improvements did we make on the new 15 and 17? So we talked about the thermal system, talked about the new fans, overclocking the GPUs a little bit as well because they're max P designs and we're using the 180 implementation versus the 150.
Software.
5 gigahertz. Yeah, we've got Alienware Mobile Connect, and then you're right, we got software.
This is going to be the first notebooks that the new Alienware Command Center.
Yep.
Why aren't you putting the Command Center on the old notebooks? I get that question every day.
Well, the thing that I've been telling people is that I suck. I say, first of all, let me set this up for all of you. I suck. Now let's get to the meat of this conversation. It's a whole new software. Yeah. It's not an update to the Command Center. You have to take it as the sequel, right?
That's right.
So it's
it's grounds up and it has
it's
new
grounds
hardware
up different.
controllers.
Yeah, it has. That's the thing I've told people. It's new software and there's a new hardware controller to it.
So we upgraded the lighting package. Started with the Area 51. Now it's in the new 15 and 17. And so to be able to do that, we needed a new lighting controller. To be able to take advantage of the lights and the lighting controller, we needed part of this new software package. So it just fundamentally wouldn't work back with other systems with different hardware. Now that being said, again, we're looking at what can we enable for the community. Do we take the old Command Center, unlock the API, and let people kind of hack it and play with it, and let the community define what that old platform looks like? We're toying around with some different ideas there, but kind of similar to being able to just draw a line in the sand and move forward and make continued feature improvements. And because it was hardware-based, we had to make a decision on where would that line start and how much could we support moving forward. So,
if you guys want to look at what the lights look like, you can look at one of my old product walkthroughs of our systems and then look at the latest one that I came out with. The lights are way brighter. There's a lot more customization that you can do with it. There's spectrum, rainbow, all sorts of different kind of design choices you can do on your system. As well as there's added functionality for your game library. You can pull in the games that you have. You can set up your game settings, the way that your lighting works for that specific game. If you look at the video, I quickly did it for Battlefield 1. And you can also set up the kind of audio setup that you want for the game. Sort of shooters, RPGs, stuff like that, which actually enhances it. I actually thought that was kind of gimmicky until I messed with it. And I was like, oh, wait, this actually does sound better. This is actually like a better experience for this than just the standard audio setup that you have.
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just a start, too. I mean, I wish we could share more around the roadmap we have planned.
Oh, there's a
Command
roadmap.
Center.
Yeah.
It is
Justin
pretty
kind of
badass.
leaked, not leaked, but he hinted to
That's
lots
right.
of.
You did like a 2-hour segment.
Yeah, we did a 2-hour segment. So there's a lot of NDA stuff that we just went for. And it's 2 hours. No one will watch it, so we're fine.
It's only on the internet. I mean,
Yeah,
no one
15 minutes, and I'm like, yep, it has lights and a library. Is anyone still watching?
2 hours, nobody's going to watch that. But yeah, I would encourage you guys to check that stream out. We try and be as open and as transparent as we possibly can be here. So there were a lot of reveals in that 2-hour segment, but you guys torture people to have them to listen to you and Justin for 2 hours to hear it all. So
Yeah.
it's a good trade-off, though. I think.
Yeah, because if you wanted to learn more, that was the spot to do it. You just have to suffer for a bit. It's better than waiting weeks for someone to write.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, it's better than waiting weeks for a blog post or for someone to make a video. Just sit there and just deal with our bad jokes, and then get your
I'm sure
information.
there's got to be a way to write a program that can get a transcript of your 2-hour thing and dissect that with a.
I've been
filter.
talking with some of the regional teams, and I think it is possible.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
Anything's possible with time and money.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are still hung up on the Alienware Command Center software and the hardware controller, you saw us announce it at CES, and we, at the same exact time, it wasn't huge news, but we announced a new chassis for the Area 51. And part of that is because we made a change to the hardware controller that goes and controls the lights of the Area 51 so that it would work with the new Alienware Command Center software. So it's not, we didn't do this because we want to try and force everybody to upgrade and move it. That's not how we think or how we plan things here at all. It's just we had to, like Chris said, we couldn't deliver the feature set that we had in mind for Alienware Command Center with the old hardware controller. That old hardware controller was like 10 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm. It was a really old
Not
hardware.
older than that. It was almost the original one, I think.
The original one was the one that had the little switches on the inside that, like,
Yeah,
if
remember
you were
that?
like, yeah, oh,
You
I
wanted
ordered a
bread?
green.
The
Yeah, I had to do
switches.
that in the little
It
QA
wasn't
test.
that
I was
one.
like, okay, is it the first one down and the third one down? Now it's green. Time to ship it.
Hey, look, you learned binary.
Yeah.
Yay!
No, it was the second version after that.
Yeah, it was the second version after that one.
So this is the third, only the third update we make in 15 years.
Yeah, I think that controller board was from 2008.
Yeah.
I think on the
We had
later
partnered
versions
with
of the
Dell
Predator
implementation
cases.
of light effects, and we
Yeah.
did the alien effects, and we merged the two into that board.
Yeah.
That board design. So we got to start somewhere. We expect to be on this lighting controller and this software version now. We'll update the version, of course, but this platform for a very long time. So you should rest assured this isn't going to be something we change every year or even every 2 years. We stay on the platforms for a long time, and that allows us to just keep optimizing the software and giving you more and more features. This hardware controller has a lot more capability than the last one, and we think it's going to last a pretty decent amount of time before we have to go update it. Right now, it'll take care of our entire roadmap that we have planned out for at least the next 3 years.
Yep. This isn't something that was just planned just to come out. Like, this has a long story to it. This is like a Lord of the Rings.
Has a long story, except for this stream.
Yeah,
this
stream was like, I should go eat lunch. Hey, Umar, we're gonna go do an AMA still. But okay,
all right.
Everything else we planned for weeks, quarters, months, years.
Yeah,
I'm glad you caved quickly because I wasn't.
I didn't cave quickly. I just was like, whatever.
You didn't cave. It's just when I said, "Hey, Umar, I've got a great idea." Then he was like, "Oh, it's a really good idea."
No, that's not what I said. He even said, "How dare you question me?"
People probably don't realize that this is actually how we interact.
Yeah, this is how we interact. No, this isn't just some joke for show.
Like, is this all on camera? No, we give each other this much shit every day off camera too.
Yep.
For fun.
But it's not just lighting that's in the Alienware Command Center either, or being able to change things in your gaming library. It also added the ability to handle your power management and your thermal management as well. So a lot of people have been asking me, a lot of toxic, angry people have been asking me for the ability to control their fan curves. And in this, you can. You can. In the video, you actually see that I have like a fixed setting where if it reaches a certain thermal point, that it'll ramp up the fans to a certain speed. And I also have another one that's kind of like a line chart, and I can have it ramp up the fans to 100%, 75% when I reach 90-degree deltas or 80 degrees or anything like that. So you're able to customize it depending on what you need.
And we have the auto overclock feature as well, so
it
makes overclocking really, really simple. You can always use more advanced tools out there, but what we wanted to do is give you a really simple tool in the command center so that if you were a little intimidated or by overclocking, you didn't necessarily want to turn all the dials and knobs and everything and fry the machine, we give you some pretty easy kind of scales to be able to ramp up the performance, and we've got a ton of fail-safes in there so that you have to try really, really hard to damage the machine.
We give you some visual cues, whether you're in the green zone or the yellow zone, right? We let you know kind of how much danger you're about to get yourself into and try it out, and then the system tests itself. So you go and set it, you try it out, and if it fails at any point, it'll just reset back to the point where the system knew it was safe.
Yeah, the system will use your settings and quickly beat itself to see if it can actually handle the setting that you wanted, and it'll let you know this setting failed and to scale it back a bit. Because you can go into the red when you're doing your setups, because sometimes the red works.
Yeah.
If you want to go and go into the danger zone, go for it. The system will let you know if you are in the danger zone or you're in your safe space. So I like it a lot because there's a lot of people that try to overclock for years, and they've been asking me for like advice, and I've seen people just fry their system or mess it up or break their unit, or just they're getting unstable performance from their system. And this just allows you to tread lightly into overclocking, understand it, and then maybe if you want to go more advanced, at least you have the knowledge and some understanding of the basic definitions and stuff that you need to start doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Overclocking light.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time, we call it UX UI, right, which is understanding how people are going to interact with it and designing it around simplicity. We've enabled the ability to go in there and nerd out and get super detailed and do all these things where you want to have very specific settings. But again, if you just want the one button overclocking, we made it that simple if that's the route you want to go.
As well as in the BIOS. If you need to go into the BIOS, there's different performance options in there to actually activate performance mode on your fans. Your system will be loud, but that's because you're in performance mode, and it's making sure it can hit those overclock settings that you're placing your system in.
Besides, who cares if it's loud? You're wearing a headset anyway, right?
You know, No, you're right, because there's times where I wear these noise canceling headsets and like I don't hear anything. Like there's sometimes I'll be recording audio and I'll be like, I don't hear anything. And I go back to listen to my audio and I'm like, hey guys, I'm more calm. All you hear in the dark goes I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, that was in performance mode.
Yeah, I was like, whoops, I have to turn that off. Or I put it underneath the desk. I have a little box of like acoustic panels that kind of dampen it. A question is, do lights have the ability to change colors as the temperature increases? Cool blue to hot red. I don't think I saw that setting in there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool. It'd be cool, like if you're doing your like
Absolutely.
thermal testing, right? And you say, oh, no third-party access, so no games that use alien effects like Vermintide and stuff like that take over your lights. You can just see if your system's ramping up or anything.
What's great is that the Command Center software now, which was made up of different modules, which were independent pieces of software, it's all together now as one. So it's all coded together, the thermal controls and the lighting controls. There certainly could be a way that we could look into.
It's not hard to implement at all, actually. Can we throw out Justin's Twitter and just have everybody Twitter bomb him with feature requests?
What is his Twitter? Because he got hacked.
Raven X. He got hacked?
Yeah.
He deserves it.
I think he's the
Raven X, I think.
X Raven X2.
He couldn't leave Raven X, so he just had to put some extra X's and 2's in there.
You can find him on the Alienware Discord. He's in there quite often.
I love it. I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah. And it's going to be more applicable in the future.
Yeah. I can quickly just screenshot this. Bloop. I'll just send that to him later if he doesn't see it.
Send it in a huge attachment, like a 50 megabyte email.
I'll put it in like a bunch of like PowerPoint slides. Just like stretch it out too.
That
over and over again.
Yeah.
You should see some of his new PowerPoints. He's getting really creative.
When I know I'm not going to present it to anybody but our team, I just go nuts on the PowerPoint.
He goes out and finds like the most awesome template that is so not Dell approved, of course, right? Because we actually have Dell approved templates. That's the ugly behind the scenes information you guys need to know about Dell.
White and blue and.
Umar finds his own. Prezi's great.
You gotta elevate your presentation skills. And
how do I use that?
Prezi, I think.
My wife's a high school teacher, and I went and judged one of her high school competitions, and the person who won used Prezi. It's a basically three-dimensional PowerPoint.
Imagine you make a PowerPoint, but a cube or like a hexagon or something that is your PowerPoint presentation, basically, and that's how it presents.
It does rotate to the next slide or something.
You can either have it rotate, or you can walk people through it in a
first-person shooter game.
Yeah, you can.
That's what we're talking. We're talking about the latest advancements in gaming. We're talking about the latest advancements in PowerPointing.
It's true. I have a PhD in PowerPoint. Prezi gets me excited.
Oh, Darth Spartan X. I've seen some of his tweets recently. He's deaf, and we've been trying to figure out how to do closed captions for the stream.
Oh, what doesn't Twitter? Oh,
Twitch doesn't.
Twitch doesn't have something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Twitter doesn't have any solution for that?
Twitch doesn't, not necessarily, not right now.
Or Twitch, sorry.
Yeah, it's like for certain programs that they do, like their specific one, right, Anna? It's like their Twitch Studios thing, the closed caption.
Yeah, they only have it, but they have actually somebody sitting in the back, like typing it out as they're saying it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, something like that, and it's only for like their presents programs kind of things.
Well, you know what? It's going to be hard to do that for every stream, but we can try and figure that out for the big ones. We can punish somebody and make them type everything that Umar says.
We just reached out to a new organization that does basically all of the search engine optimization for Dell content across our website, and they have some not only best practices on how to do closed captioning, but also dedicated teams who can help us. So we can certainly look into it.
Yep. And I have a good relationship with those people now.
It'd be really hard with the live stream, but definitely for our VOD, I think there's absolutely a way that we can look into doing that.
Yep. I have a good relationship with them now after a meeting that I had recently. So
you bring them
lots
tacos?
of cool stuff.
Barbecue brisket tacos?
No, it's just my normal GQ personality. You know.
Damn, this guy is GQ.
Yep. Love that GQ personality. They say it. That's why I say it.
It's that Miami swag.
It's that Miami swag. They're like, oh. He's such a poppy.
Did you introduce yourself as Mr. 305?
Yeah, I said, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. And like, you don't look like Pitbull. I'm like, we're all Pitbull from Miami. Dolly. Or as you Americans say, Dale.
Dale with the little thing on top.
With the little thing on top, little spaghetti string.
All right, we're almost at the top of the
There's
hour.
no more questions?
Any good questions? I prefaced it with saying
Is the
questions.
13 getting the 8750H?
No.
We currently do not have a 13 Coffee Lake.
No,
right now.
the 13 is not getting updated
There, I let you say it.
ever.
He says ever, but I'm not going to say ever. I'll say as of right now, there's no roadmap. You never know. If maybe at some point 13s are cool. There's a new way to implement 13, like a Nintendo Switch kind of thing, or like a 2-in-1. I don't know, dude. Don't ever say ever.
You're right.
We'll just say
I hope so.
on our current roadmap, it's not
All
there.
of my favorite products die. I'm going to stop loving products.
Yeah.
I loved the 11, my favorite, died.
Well, that's because
Loved
netbook
the
size
Alpha,
things.
died.
Man,
Love the 13, dying.
don't start me on the Alpha. That is the saddest thing. Oh, I never said that public. Yeah, the Alpha's dead.
The Alpha's dying too.
Yeah. You may have seen an article recently that Steam
Steam-
completely
they
removed
took-
Steam
they took
machines
down-
from their
Yeah,
page.
the Steam machine
Yeah.
really struggled. It never took
Yeah.
off the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But Alpha was, I thought it was, the engineering that went into that product was remarkable.
It was the most fun because suddenly we were like, oh, we're going to start making a Windows-based kind of like ultra small form factor desktop.
Mhm.
And like, you don't understand, like the office went crazy. Like everybody was messing with something, pitching in something to make this thing like happen. I have like
We
really
really
ever
came
seen
together
it.
on
Yeah,
that product. We did
yeah.
a lot of cool stuff. It's what got Chris hired into the company. So you have a lot to thank for that.
I thank them every day.
My kids play on an Alpha. That's their machine.
My daughter
Because
too.
it's small and it's extremely powerful.
And they can play Roblox. That's what she plays.
Pretty much all they play.
Yeah, that's all she plays.
Like I have Overwatch for them. I've got a bunch of games. My whole Steam library they can play, but
Yeah.
they just want to play Roblox.
Same thing with my daughter. I have all these games on there, and she just plays Roblox. I actually had to delete Roblox off
You deleted it.
because she was being a dick. So I was like, no
It's
more.
kind of a hardcore punishment. No timeouts. No, you can't play for a day. Like you just straight up delete.
No,
it.
I was like, no, you're nasty when you play this game. No more of this game. Now you have to play Just Dance on the Switch.
That's torture.
Next time you're just gonna break the system right in front of them.
Man, I was thinking that. I was like, no, my dad would have done this. I was just like, no.
Can't be my dad.
It's the same alpha that I use for my performance videos.
Huh?
Like, I can't destroy that baby.
It's a great
Yeah,
product.
I can't
So,
destroy that thing.
Net of it is Frank stopped liking products because they will
Apparently.
fade away from our roadmap.
Apparently, I hate all of our current products. All
Yep.
of them.
And the next one's coming.
And all the futures.
And the-
Yeah.
So long live the Alienware Aurora, Area 51, Alienware 15 and 17, the graphics amplifier, both are keyboards, both are mice.
All of our monitors.
All of our
which we have
monitors.
4.
So Frank hates everything. It's all saying long live all of our current portfolio products. I guess that's it. There's no real new questions. I'm just going to quickly
So we
scan
either
through.
did a really good job addressing putting out all the
Or-
information up front, or nobody cares.
No one cares.
Or you just have really bad engagement on your stream.
Well, I didn't promote this one on Reddit, which I normally do with my Tech Talks,
So because you didn't want to do
and I
this,
promote it on Facebook.
So because you
I
didn't
had to
want
set up this whole stage within like
This is
an
permanently here.
No, it's not permanently here. There's a workshop that happens here. There's a Tech Talk. There's a D&D thing that happens here. And I was filming the product walkthrough for the Coffee Lake.
So we
Netflix
inconvenienced
yesterday.
him. So as punishment, he didn't market and promote.
The good news. Here, let's look at the glasses half full
So
here.
next time, can we just have Anna?
I
host
made
that?
you. I made you a nameplate, and I made this pretty for you.
So
I
pretty.
can't even see it. What's
No,
the
you'll
name?
see it later in the VOD that I'll share on Reddit.
I don't want to have
There's
to
gonna
watch
be-
this all over again.
Yeah, you have to watch it 2
There's
hours.
going to be 4 days of live streaming from PAX
Mhm.
East.
Are you going to PAX?
No,
Anna will be there.
I can't go because I
She
get
will
mugged.
have, so Gabriel from the team, as well as Nick, will be there talking about our software, our new platforms, the new capabilities. I think they're going to look for, any of our key partners are there, from Toby to Intel to NVIDIA. They'll bring them on the stream. So daily, you'll be able to get deeper, richer, more interesting conversation than what you found here. That's the good news.
Because we're putting it in the hands of better people. All right, well, since there's no more questions, I saw Ready Player One last night, finally. I was on vacation last week with the family, so I couldn't escape to
We've
watch
already
it.
covered earlier that Umar hates Ready Player One.
I don't give a
So
shit.
I like where you're going with this.
Did you
Frank
see
gave
it?
me one, and I threw away the book.
He's such a dick. Did you see the movie?
No,
You won't waste your money on that?
I rarely go to the movies anymore. I
never go to the movies.
You
I
just
go
buy
for
so-
Star Wars movies, and I go for
I don't even
Ready
go for.
Player One.
I don't even
That's
go
it.
for Star Wars movies. I just.
You're just a miserable piece.
I'm miserable. I wait till it's like an Amazon Prime and then I rent it for like.
Regardless
2
of
hours.
whether you like the book, the movie, or anything.
cameo in
There's
the movie.
an Alienware notebook
I know.
in the movie.
The Alienware 14. Yeah.
James Halliday's personal workstation
Yeah.
is an Alienware 14.
So you can tell Paco where they all went.
How did they get their hands on it? That's an old product.
They started filming 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago. I remember when they announced it, we immediately, hey,
You need some free
we
stuff?
need some props. I remember the emails that were going back and forth, and then all the Dell monitors in there. That's pretty cool as well. But I was a little proud. I mean, I'm a big fan of the book, so to see the notebook made its way in there, it was pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, and did they talk to us at all about that, or is that just something they just threw in there?
It's not a. I mean, you see a lot of Alienware product and a lot of Dell product in movies, so it's product placement, but we don't pay for any of that stuff. It's not a pay-to-play model. It's just the relationships that we have out there in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are on that team that manage all of that?
Shh, don't reveal our secrets.
One
Don't
person.
reveal our secrets.
There's one guy that manages all of our Hollywood relationships and getting all the studios' products to put in. He manages the Big Bang Theory and getting them all the stuff that they feature. It's pretty
We're
cool.
on the Big Bang Theory?
Small little show. You might have heard of it.
Bazinga. I hate wearing my Flash shirt. I stopped wearing a Flash. Well, it's gone now. Someone stole it. But I had a Flash shirt with the lightning
Was
bolt.
it in your car?
Yeah, it was in my car.
Okay.
All my clothes was
I
in
like,
my
wow,
car.
If you've gotten clothes
Literally,
stolen at
all my
separate
clothes, no,
points of your life.
all my clothes was in my car.
You're just the worst luck, man. Did they know
You know where they
story
found it?
about
You know where
getting
they found it?
assaulted in
Yeah.
Boston?
Oh, about me being assaulted in Boston? Okay, so I guess this is why I can't go to PAX. It's not really the reason. But so one year I went to PAX East, and I normally don't fly with deodorant. I buy deodorant when I'm there because they always freaking like, Umar Khan, that's a suspicious name, opening up everything. So I don't fly
Why would
with
they think it's suspicious?
my name. Why would they think that? Yeah. So
It's not like when we hired you, I asked you for 4 forms of identification. But only one's required. I want 4 from him.
Oh, 4.
Like, isn't this just a janitor's job?
But so I was at PAX East, so I went to go buy deodorant at night. And as I'm crossing the street and I go by this bar, there's this guy against the wall, and he just starts punching me in the stomach. And I think, uh-oh, I don't feel any pain. I'm probably going into shock. I'm going to die. He's probably shanking me. So I grabbed this guy and I bashed his head against the wall, and he started to panic and ran. And I ripped his hoodie off as he was running. But then I fell in, like, there's all those old stone steps in Boston. I fell and, like, scraped up my arm and my knee really bad, and I limped to the CVS, and I was like, I need antiseptic. Man, you got real fucked up.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you get your deodorant there?
I did get the deodorant. Yeah, it was the first thing I went for, bleeding out everywhere. I was like, I need this Old
Sir,
Spice.
I need
Was he trying to rob your deodorant, though, or what was he trying to rob you for?
I didn't have anything on me.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was walking towards
It was
it.
just a crazy, malicious...
He was probably drunk or something.
tummy
I don't
punching
know.
Incident.
Yeah.
I remember. You were okay, though. You weren't that bad. But
Yeah, about
you
like
were
the
really-
second day
you
I
were
was okay.
really, like, I don't know, what's the right word? Just razzled after that.
Yeah, because
Rightfully so, but
yeah.
I remember.
Rightfully so, yeah. I got attacked in a random city, and I got messed
Why
up.
are
And
you
it was
worried?
cold, too.
No, it wasn't that year. The year before is when it snowed. Is when that
Right,
blizzard
right. That was
happened.
the year Chris was with us, right?
I think Chris was at that one. That's the one that you made me do the graphics amplifier talk, remember?
I made you do something.
Yeah, because so you were supposed to do the graphics amplifier talk, and then,
Everyone knows by now, nobody can make you do anything.
okay, I chose to listen to Frank. So I made the decision to listen to Frank. You're supposed to talk about the graphics amplifier. And you're like, you know what? You do it. You talk all the time. And I was like, what do you mean? And he walked away. And I was like, oh, so this is when it first came out, and I hadn't really messed with it yet. So I was presenting it at PAC. I don't remember if Chris was there at that one.
Graphics Amp was before my time. Or I may have just started. So this will be 3 years, like this month.
Of your second rotation. How many total combined years here have you been here? 11? 12?
12. I did, my first tour of duty was 9 years, from 2002 to 11. Helped build the Alienware Arena. If you guys know that tiny little property that we like to hang out at some.
Yeah, every time
So
you
that
open
was
your
fun.
browser, that's where it goes. When you have
That's
any
where it
more
goes.
problems. Yep.
That's probably
still
the
do
proudest. The proudest moment of my career is that I started a project, left the company, and came back, and someone didn't trash it. Like it was still around. I was like, huh. Guess
It
that
was
was a
still
good
there
idea.
waiting for you.
We were waiting for you to push the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, we need to close Alienware Arena. I forgot to tell you. We need to sunset that.
Wait, what?
No, just
Oh, because I was like, literally today, I was about to mention.
moment, so I'm like, oh, we're going to cancel
We're
that
gonna
project
cancel it.
now.
Actually, today I think they did the ARP revamp.
They did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you talked
Today.
about that? Have you talked about that in the stream?
I don't know much about it, so
Chris
I haven't
does.
spoken
You can
about it.
talk about it.
I do. So the platform itself, the arena has been around since, like 2009, 2010. And we started a rewards program that was part of it, and it was mostly just digital rewards, right? You could kind of level up. You could see your different rank. We then kind of evolved the platform where we added a second level, which was like prestige. So you could prestige up, and then you could use your rewards points for contests and sweepstakes. You could kind of cash it in, but you wouldn't give up your prestige, so you could still earn your different ranks. We've now taken it to a whole new level where we're adding a lot more gamification. So we're doing some really cool things like scavenger hunts and ways to interact with the site throughout the day in different ways. And now not only will it earn you your traditional prestige and rewards points that you can always cash in for cool contests, we're now adding an extra layer that you'll get discounts on products. So unlike other people's reward programs that are out there, like airline miles or credit card loyalty points, things of that nature, it's a pay to play. It is the more that I use your product, the more that I pay you, I get something in return. And we flipped the script on that. We're really just saying, come hang out with us, be part of our community, engage with us, play our games, enjoy our site every day in new and unique ways. And if you so choose to go buy products, now you have some additional options on ways to earn discounts. So I think it's pretty cool. It's rolling out specifically here in the U.S. just to start. So if we have any international watchers or viewers coming soon, we'll give you guys more details on when that's going to roll out internationally. And then at PAX East, again, we're going to actually add the Game Vault, which is going to be a mobile application. And this is, right now, the mobile app is specifically used for PAX East. It is going to be just a scavenger hunt type of app that you can use around the show floor, but it's laying the groundwork for a fully functional Alienware Arena app. So it's kind of the first step out of the gate, and we'll have more detail coming probably around the E3 timeframe, how this evolves into a mobile version of the arena that you can engage in daily on your phone. Because I know these are the things that we check the most every single day. So
Yep.
it's cool stuff. It's got a new look and vibe, kind of refreshed, enhanced, and again, it adds some pretty cool discounts. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key thing is you can get discounts off the product. I mean,
Yeah.
it's turning it finally into something tangible, which is pretty cool. It only took you 10 years. Good job.
Well, there are a
Things
lot
are
of
worth
people.
waiting for.
There are a lot of people excited
And
about
by
it. A
the
lot
way,
of
I
people
set
have been asking about
expectations that it
it.
would take me 20. So
Oh.
look, low expectations, way
Yeah.
over-delivered.
It's still 0%. I'm trying to so it doesn't matter. You
He has
still
0%
have to-
expectations I could pull it off at all. So there we go.
Um,
But in all honesty, credit goes to Lenar Swain. A lot of people know him from when he used to stream and be part of this. We've asked him to focus a lot of his efforts on the arena these days, and so huge credit to him.
Total
for
180
pulling that
on the
off.
site. Totally
Yeah,
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yep. And there's also other news today, and I guess Frank may know more about it, is Alienware signing with Misfits, right, in Miami?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not brand new news, but the NBA is working on an esports league, and we are working with them on that as well. We announced some news around that, which is really, really cool, because think about NBA 2K, right, and it tends to be really popular on console.
Mm-hmm.
So when the NBA came to us and they're like, hey, we want to do an esports league and everything, we're like, well, you should really do it around PC, because PC is a better platform. I mean, you get 4K gaming, you'll be able to capture the streams and everything, you'll be able to do overlays and all that stuff a lot easier on a PC platform. And your players can train anywhere, anytime they want, on laptops, on desktops, on anything.
Yeah.
And they were like, damn, that's pretty compelling. So we partnered with them on that. And then with the Misfits team, it's really cool because they're kind of in our backyard in Miami. So they're in partnership with the Miami Heat, and they're up-and-coming esports team doing really well. So we're working with them, not to the extent that we're doing with Team Liquid. I mean, we've built the whole training facility and everything with Liquid. But we're just starting off with Misfits, and it's really cool. It's a really cool team. They're very well managed. They've got a great management team, some really good players. And it's neat to just be able to kind of do some integrations between the Miami Heat and kind of esports. This is kind of new ground, I think, in the traditional and esports kind of markets. And it's fun because we have some pretty cool brainstorming discussions, and like everything's on the table. We're doing activations at the arena and stuff to try things out. And it's just a bunch of new stuff that's giving us a creative platform that we haven't had before to be able to tie those two things together, the digital side and the traditional side of sports. So we're having a lot of fun with that.
Cool. Yeah, I saw the, I don't know if it was an announcement, but an article that came up today about it. I think it was shared also on our Facebook. If you guys haven't followed, you guys should definitely follow our social channels because we do post a lot of things that aren't just product that come up on our social channels, like our partnership with Team Liquid, the ARP system, and also this with Misfits.
I gotta go. I'm getting pinged like crazy because I'm late for my next meeting.
Well, I was about to say, any last words, guys? Or
You're wonderful.
Thank you. I know.
You're amazing.
Yep.
Despite everything Chris says.
I don't think he says bad things about me.
Well, not in front of you.
Not in front of me. No. At least he has some honor.
Well, guys, thanks for the time.
Yeah. Thanks for having us here.
Absolutely.
Glad we could answer some of the questions about the new platforms. You know, more coming over the next couple of weeks as new configurations will come out there. Stay tuned. Lots happening at PAX East, so stay tuned over the next couple of days. Anna will be your host out in Boston and has some really cool developer, publisher, partner, and product announcements and details that they'll be talking about.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. And if you, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to VOD this later on YouTube and Twitch. So we share it on other platforms. Bye, everyone.